better off-road, better around town, the JL Wrangler promises a whole new generation of flexible wheelin'. Tucson, Arizona. There's no vehicle, not even the legendarily slow-to-change Porsche 911, that has a more immediate visual connection with its long history than the Jeep Wrangler. The average American may be clueless when you mention CJ7 or JL, but show them any of the company's two-door off-roaders from the last 60 years, and even at distance they'll be able to tell you, that's a Jeep. It's a brand identity that other companies can only dream of, and the Wrangler is still the touchstone, the most basic visualization of what it means to be an off-road vehicle. In addition to being as recognizable as they come, the Wrangler spans a gigantic range of use cases and budgets these days, thanks in no small part to the mainstream skewing, four-door unlimited trim. But let's leave that more prosaic model for just a moment. On the driving event I was compelled to grab the keys to a two-door Wrangler Sport to start the day, and I haven't yet fallen out of love. Starting in the first part of 2018, $26,995, with a beefy $1,195 in destination fees, will buy you the most basic, and in many ways still best, Wrangler Sport. Here you find two doors, an easier-than-ever-to-fold soft top, a 6-speed manual transmission, and a 285 horsepower, 260 pound-feet, 3.6-liter V6 that you'll love. The Sport is perhaps the most analog new car one can buy. It has manually adjustable mirrors and crank-up windows, for God's sake. And, even though the cloth seats, tiny 5-inch screen, and plastic-heavy interior incredibly basic, the Wrangler somehow pulls it off. This isn't a Jeep I'd want to commute in, but it does feel like it'll happily slog through mud, clamber over rocky pitches, and probably stand up to a bomb blast. For the most basic two-door Jeep, the new generation means an update in styling, an upgrade in off-road kit, and then just leaving a good thing the hell alone. Level: you're looking at the command track setup with a 2.72-to-1 low-range ratio, and solid Dana axles front and a hardcore Rubicon gets rock track, instead, with heavier-duty Dana 44 axles. A low-range ratio of the diffs also get a cool red switch in the cabin, which doesn't make them. The JL Wrangler has also upped its game with approach and departure angles of 44 and 37 degrees, respectively, a breakover angle of an almost improbable 27.8 degrees, and 10.9 inches of ground clearance. It'll also ford 30 inches of water like a champ, and look good doing it on big 33-inch wheels, standard on Rubicon. Don't worry, you still get the 2.72-to-1 low range, and the Sahara is still ready for Moab at a moment's notice. It's just also ready for that surprise icy patch on you drive home from Christmas shopping. And I think those extra days of normal driving really hammered home the best of the upgrades for this new Wrangler. But it's far more refined than any Wrangler I've driven before, especially in terms of straight-line stability. The longer wheelbase means fewer steering corrections on the freeway, and offering a much less busy ride quality. Plus, some of those metal bezels are secured using real hex bolts, and Jeep designers and drivers just love stuff that bolts on and off, the point being that there are still an awful lot of people for whom, no matter how improved the driving dynamics are, a Wrangler will never make sense. Even the four-door is pretty cramped, front and rear, pretty loud, and pretty thirsty, when compared with any one of the very rational SUVs car makers are selling at that price point.